Hiya guys, Dib the Awesome here to give you another Monster Legends Guides, where we talk about monsters' moves, rune sets, partners, all that jazz. Today we are looking at Ukuduma, one of the upcoming new monsters for a maze event that I have no idea what's going to be called. All I know, this is my favorite one out of the all the ones up here. Like in terms of maze, just in terms of like design, this is my favorite one. Kind of like kind of looks like a bee and like a mage, the bee mage, bee mage. I think I'm gonna actually call him that bee mage. But man, does this look really cool. So this is a damage slash support hybrid, but he does mostly thunder based damage. You'll see that in his kit. He is centered around the support for the most part, with really good offensive stats. Just overall, look at the base stats on this monster. They're fantastic. For support, he has really good base stats. He's got a power of 3,465, really solid base power. His life is 29,255, really good life, almost 30k, almost. It's almost there. If you rank it up a bit, it's gonna look really nice, really good. And it's got a speed of 3,454. This is a pretty good speed. Obviously, it's slightly slower than some of the mainstream deniers, but he's faster than a lot of. He's faster than some, like Thedes, for example. He's faster than Thedes. He's faster than Frostbite. Now, I'm gonna say if you got like a stamina regen move, I would highly recommend that, just so you can piss off Thedes players, or just like just like enemy teams that run like Frostbite. uh, but yeah, I don't think he has a stamina regen move. His trait is immune to possession, so this is a monster that is valid to put on defense. You can run this man on defense. You can do that. You have the option to, simply because he is immune to possession. That's really great. And honestly, this is a really great trait to have if you're a support. I'm gonna say it's one of the best traits to have if you're a supportive monster. If the monster is supportive, support based, so the enemy can steal your AOE buffs. It's one of the hugest problems. I'd say that's one of the hugest problems with like Invarv or just any support you ever put on defense. If it's not immune to possession, they can steal that from you, or essentially possess that guy, and there's a chance they'll do the AoE regen buff on the enemy, and essentially you've just lost the game at that point. There's no way the enemy's gonna kill the your guys are gonna kill the enemy at that point. If they have all the toys, if they have all the nice regen buffs, if you blinded yourself, if you just gets all these goodies, you're in trouble at that point. But since he is immune to possession, he can greatly benefit from this. Electromagnetic Shelter. This guy has really cool named moves. Gives a 50% shield and double damage to all allies. Removes all negative effects from all allies. So it essentially removes all buffs. He gives you a big shield, and he gives you double damage. That's really nice. That's fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, I do believe this is a better, or it's like, I want to say it's kind of like General Holter's pet. I want to say it's kind of like that. I think the shield was. I think the shield was bigger, was it? Or it could be the same amount. This gives double damage and removes all negative effects. So I'm pretty sure this is an upgraded version of that. Let me see if there's anything in skill groups 1 here. Nope, nothing in skill groups 1. That long pause, though. So skill groups 2 and 3 is where it's at. Skill groups 2. Carpus Grow. Add 25% stamina, removes all negative effects from all allies. So this is an AoE stamina refill. It's only 25%, sadly. But even at 30%, that's a lot. Like if it was like 5% more, 30%, 30% is actually 41 stamina. I can't imagine how much you lose if you lose a 5% of it. But the regen it's all right. You pretty much get to move. I'd say if this gives. Ooh, sorry. I'm gonna say if this does. I'm just gonna say straight up the bat, if this just. You can use this move without the concern of losing any stamina. If there's like no drawbacks for using this, I would say this is a really good move to put on it, because it's spammable and you can remove. You can essentially remove spurns, what have you, blinds, and you don't have to worry about being Timeroned. If your time, if you like, you get like, let's say you got someone got spaced. I mean, not space time, stopped timed. You can remove that debuff immediately. Or like you get age. Let's say you got let's say you got stop timed and then you got age, and this guy gets to go next. He can remove all those concerns away just like that. I'm gonna say this is a good utility move. You might want to consider running it. This is also a good counter for monsters that do AoE blind and burning. Really fantastic move. You should consider running it. In terms of a supporting role. This is a voltage release. This deals moderate thunder damage to all enemies. As you know, I'm a huge fan of low cooldown AoEs. This is a 2-turn cooldown, so I can imagine the other AoE being a 3-turn or another 2-turn cooldown AoE. So that's nice damage rotation right there. I'm going to say you don't have to run this move for the most part. Odds are this is his lowest damage AoE, so you don't have to run it. Electric Shelter deals moderate thunder damage. Ally team gains a 30% shield. I think this move is gorgeous. If you ever use something like Trilapse, you know how like if you've seen me use Trilapse before, that's essentially what this does. Essentially, except though it's a 10% less shield, sadly, so it doesn't have as much of a shield percentage, but this is pretty close to spammable. It's pretty close, even though it's a 1-turn cooldown, so you do have to wait every other turn to use it. But it's a great way to shed off damage or keep damage from getting to you. For the most part, especially if your other monsters are also building life in their kits. So you could use if I'm gonna say for the most, if you do hold level 7 teams life, or just just really high team life runes, that's an option you may run. I'm gonna say if you do, I'm gonna say 7 is probably the lowest you should ever go. But if you don't have that, that's you can still work. You could work with that still. It's just not going to be as good as level 7. There's a huge difference between running a team life level 7 and a team life level 5. Level 5, I do believe, only gives you 16%. I do believe level 7s give you 24%. So if you run 2, that's 48% life in total versus the. I do believe that's 32%. Yeah, that's a difference. That's a 14% more difference. I think that matters. That's really nice, especially if the monsters have really good life to begin with. So I'm gonna recommend this move. This move is fantastic. It's gorgeous. Electric Infusion removes all negative status effects and gives damage boost to all ally team. So if you didn't really want to care about the I could say you could if you're running a supportive oriented set, you could bring both. I'm gonna say for the most part you can bring both. Basically, this is like I like this. I actually do like this this AoE a lot, because let's say you're poisoned, or like you're filled with damage reduction. This is a fantastic move, simply because it gets rid of that stuff, and it essentially removes anything that's bothering you at the moment, or like you've lost damage. You can essentially cure that by removing all the debuffs from the attacker, and then giving them a small damage boost and precision. Now I'm going to say if you have a really good damage move, runes on your monster, if you have a really like a 9 or 10 on it, you can go ahead and run this. You don't have to worry about, I don't have double damage, so that might I won't finish them. If you have a really good damage rune on your monsters and it's already really strong, ranked up or anything like that, you have a good chance to get away with just using this and do a really good job. This also bumps the accuracy of your denier too, since it gives it AoE precision. I'm gonna say this is a really nice move. You should be running energy infusion with any build you so choose. Damage dealer, what have you. Power Drainer deals very heavy thunder damage, may apply damage reduction to target. It's a 60 damage 1-turn cooldown move. This is pretty good for a damage roll. You could run it for. You could argue you could run it for a a support set too, since it's just another status effect. I would say, I'd say if it's especially if it's like a supportive role, or like a damage dealer role, you should probably run this move. This is probably his highest base damage single target move anyway. So if anything, this is only one in terms of usability. Totally go for it. High voltage release, I do believe, yep, this is his AoE. This is his higher based one. It is 45 damage, 2-turn cooldowns, 36 stamina. I'm gonna say if you're running damage, by all means, or just like, I guess you'd run it in general. Never mind. Okay, so you don't run this if you're. I'm gonna say if you're a supportive one, don't bother running this. I feel like there's no point in running it. You could run it just by just so he does damage too, because he does have he has the gospel power, so you can run him damage. I'm gonna say that's an option. Is it the most optimal thing in the world? No. Is it an option? Absolutely. You're just gonna have a hard time taking out that thunder monster for the most part. You see. Look at it. Okay, well, okay, let's play the Voltic game. Who's gonna be the first one to say, don't use this monster, just use Voltic? Da 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 da. 1, 2. We're gonna wait. We're gonna just wait. We're gonna find one comment. We're gonna find one comment. Oh, there we go. What's that? What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. The fifth comment. Fifth comment of the day. Something. You guys, he's amazing. I need support like a Thunder in terms of percentage compelled to nasty. To counter Voltic in some teams. But at least, oh, okay, so wait, he doesn't count. He's not saying, just don't use this monster. I'm gonna take it. Never mind, this guy doesn't count. 6. It looks like he's more so complimenting Mark. Never mind, he's not talking shit. Like, we gotta find the one that says, don't use this guy as shit, use Voltic. We gotta find that comment. No, just never mind. We don't see that. It has yet to be a thing. Man. Give this guy a chance, man. I give this guy a star because he's actually. I give Marshall a star because he's actually like, you know, he thinks he's a yeah. It's alright Thunder support. This guy gets a star. Sees competitive potential in this monster. So yeah, pretty neat. I'm gonna say this is a really neat Thunder support. If anything, it's been a long time actually since we've had a Thunder support. I would say since I think it's like I think Sayama was the first, like the last one in terms of quote unquote support. Oh no, wait, no, I take that back. Monster Device. You look up. Oh, Sayama. No wait, Monster Device. Yeah, Monster Device was our last quote unquote supportive Thunder-based monster. This is the latest one. I'm gonna say overall, a really nice utility. He has no control over Thunder monsters whatsoever. He has no special-based move. I wish this was special-based damage. This might actually change. This guy's saying the guy that brought him up. Thought this is gonna change in the future. So what would I have you run? So for the supportive role for Ukuduma, I'd have you run Carpus Grow. I'd have you run Voltage Release. No, not Voltage Release words. Carpus Grow. I'd have you run Electric Shelter. Really fantastic AoE shield. Just in terms of look at that cooldown though. Energy Infusion, and I'd have you run Power Drainer. This is again focused on the idea of supporting. I'm gonna say for the most part he can hit anything that's not Thunder based with some really solid damage, thanks to that damage boost, and thanks to the fact that his power is actually really decent. It's 3,465, really great base power. It's just the fact he's like his you know, again his all of his damage is Thunder based if he does do damage. Okay, so here's the damage set if you do wish to build him damage. I'd have you run Voltage Release. I'd have you run Electric Shelter. I'd have you run Power Drainer, and I'd have you run High Voltage Release. This maximum. This just emphasizes on his maximum damage, and it also gives him a utility in a small shield and the damage reduction. Odds are you'll start a game off with hitting the damage dealer with Power Drainer, or you could go with that High Voltage Release if you have double damage on you. Immediately sweep everything that's not Thunder, of course. I don't think that's his optimal build, but that's a option you may run with him. In terms of what you should build him for, I think you should build him with the idea of utility in mind. I think this sets right here is Carpus Grow, Electric Shelter, Energy Infusion, and Power Drainer. I do believe that's his best utility set. It has nothing to do with his damage output, dude. It's focused entirely on supporting your team. That's the point of that build. I'm gonna say for the most part you could. Yeah, I'm just gonna just straight up. That's the best. That's the best supported build I can offer you. uh, you could run the remove good effects too. That's an option too if you so wish. It is spammable. You can remove positive effects with rotten saliva if you so wished. It's an option. I don't know if it's the most optimal choice. Again, I think the most optimal choice are this, and this. Personally, in all personal honesty. Rune sets. Okay, so for rune sets, real quick, supporters can genuinely build team runes. I think this one has enough life to get away with running, team life. So essentially, he can run whatever team runes you want on him. You can run him full team speed. You can run him 2 team lives and a speed if you so wished, or you could just go full team life, or just go a two team life and a life, just to make sure he lives longer. I'll say this time and time again. If you're planning on building a monster team life runes, if you're just planning on in your comp, whatever have you, put it on monsters that are tanky. Don't put it on something that's spongy. This guy isn't necessarily spongy. He's I'd say that's the lowest point you can take in terms of, I think in terms of safety, this is a really safe life. So if you do wind up doing a team life, this is a monster you may run it with. It also increases the overall, energy shield, life shield scale with life, obviously. So if you run team life with your allies, they're going to get a bigger shield out of it. Some monsters really like that. Some monsters really benefit from that, especially monsters that are already running really high life to begin with. So again, that you can build that. You can build him with any team rune build you want. If you want to do full team, that's totally fine. Do anything you want. I want to say in order to get a maximum potential of a stat, obviously you run 3 of the same rune. If you're gonna have all team power, run all team power. If you're gonna have if you're gonna have if you're gonna have team life, run team life, because you're gonna get full benefit from that. Unless it's a really slow monster, like let's say, recently I've been using prisoner for example. You do need to run a speed rune. This guy has alright speed, so he doesn't have to run it. If you don't wish it, you could run full team runes. Here's a more sane build. I mean, if you think that's a crazy idea, why would I run team runes with this monster? Give me solid runes, man. Here's a solid rune build for you. So I'd have you run. I feel like you could get away with either running a life and 2 speed, or 2 lives and a speed. Again, he's not there to do damage. He's there to provide support. I think you could run. In all honesty, since you have the energy. I have energy refill here. You could run team stamina runes to increase, stamina regain from that, or regen. You can get more off it. I don't think it's the most optimal. It's funny because I just said here's some solid runes, and then here's more team runes suggestions. But this is a team rune monster. This is supports can run team runes. This is the general thing you can do. Team speeds, of course, are the most popular. Of course, they increase the speed of your denier. That's an option, But again, yeah, you can. The reason why I'd have you run life, either life and 2 speed, or 2 lives and a speed. Just the main focus on life is because, again, he's not a damage dealer. He's mainly there to annoy the ever-living piss out of your enemies, because he keeps supporting your guys. He keeps giving them shields, and he keeps giving him, he keeps giving you guys energy recovery, and he keeps giving you guys his damage boost and precision accuracy up. I can see this guy being really annoying. This guy's really annoying for magic monsters. Because he's got that energy. He's got these 2 moves. You can remove all debuffs. So if let's say, okay, you can also get away with, I guess you can get away with running him full speed if you so. Or, I'm gonna say, no, run him only. Don't ever run him full speed, because if you're fighting an AOE possessor, they can, the enemy can freely possess, your team, and then you can follow up with the, Carpus Grow or the this move. he's immune to possession. He's not going to get possessed, and you can get him out of possession. I'm going to say this is a really fantastic monster you put on defense. In the case of it, everyone's using a possessor. You're going to get away with a lot of cheeky wins. So that just means you gotta make sure of course, the other monsters aren't faster than Ukuduma here, but you could do that. That's an option. Life makes them last. Life is self-explained. Makes them last longer. Speed, depending on if you want to run 1 or 2 speed. It just means if you're running that second speed rune, you're gonna be faster than the enemy's support, so you can do your shenanigans, whatever have you. Partners, real quick. Since he is doing the supporting, he will need to work with a denier and an attacker, of course. I'm gonna say for the most part, things that run. I'm gonna say the new mountain monster here, Igursis, would work wonders with this monster right here. This would be an OP combo because he's immune to possession, so you can remove any debuff. You can mainly remove the concerns that Igursis here has to deal with on a basis. I'm gonna say this is an OP combo right here, Igursis plus Ukuduma here. I'm just saying that's really OP. Because you have double the chance. Essentially, you have double the chance to remove possession because you're running two. Running two remove negative effects. Odds are I'll do one of these two, which will be fantastic. Great partners. Anything with the mountain trait. General, he works fantastic with general. I just wager he's gonna work fantastic with the other generals on Yeah, he works well with generals. Can remove debuffs. He works well with any. I'm just gonna say right off the bat, he works well with anybody. This guy's great. Cool design, cool stats, really fun moves. I would say for the most part, the only thing he doesn't do well in is dealing with thunder monsters. Everything else, you can deal with anything else. You just can't deal with thunder monsters, and that's all right because you have the other two monsters that can deal with that if you so needed, with the status effects and the whole shindig there. Really fantastic monster overall. Hydratilla works fantastic with this thing. Let me think here. Of course, Hydratilla works with everybody in the game, so. That's the damage boost and precision. I'm gonna say things. I'm gonna just sit straight off the bat. Things that run on 50% chance. This guy makes them infinitely. Obviously, since they're getting that precision increased, it works. I would say deniers that run 50% chance moves, such as some magic monsters right here, Egg Eater and Violet. They won 50% chance AoEs. I do believe Galante Jr. does too. 50% chance moves. I'm just gonna say for the most part, anything that runs low chance status effects go well with them. And that's all you need to know about Ukuduma. Really cool monster overall. I'm totally gonna go for this thing in the the next maze event, which is tomorrow actually, and I'm excited for that. So yeah, I'm Did the Awesome. I'll catch you guys later.